Alright, as I'm continuing sitting around doing nothing today, kind of relaxing, I'm reading more of these New Age magazines that my brother and friend Joe Alexander gave me. And February 1976 has a pretty good little article. The School of Mankind by Leonard E. Reed. He's the president, the Foundation for Economic Education. He noted this, he said, "Observe the true exemplars and their ways. These all too rare souls have their eyes cast only on their own improvement, not on the reforming of anyone else. As a consequence of their adherence to self-perfection, others who would improve themselves are drawn not only to them, but to the light they radiate. To seekers, such enlightenment performs as does a magnet." It's kind of interesting, isn't it? But there are, and always have been, two grades of people, stagnant and growing. There are individuals who seem to be more enlightened on this or that subject than anyone else. Being further advanced than all the others, no more is required of them, or so they mistakenly conclude. Stagnated. In a word, they crown themselves and freeze at the level of their self-professed perfection. They fail to grow. And that's sad. It is growth in awareness and this alone which energizes the power of attraction. Stagnation, or whatever level, has no magnetism. It matters not at what level of awareness the growth proceeds. He is from a beginner in the school of mankind or a Socrates. The one who is learned is graced with ideas, enlightenments, new to him, and very likely new or at least refreshing to those fortunate enough to share his company. The idea is, never rest on our laurels. Never be content and satisfied with what we think we know. Always strive to learn more, be more, do more. Chester R. McPhee, Freemasonry, the Issue and the Answer. This is in the New Age magazine for June 1976. I really like what Brother McPhee says here. This is powerful. It is a certainty, not a guess, it's a certainty, that each and every single morning when we awake, God does give us another day to do with as we please. Some men will make war, kill, and maim, often in the name of their religious beliefs. Others will use their day for wiser and more understanding acts. Each of us, of course, has a choice. I love how he puts this. Notice this. We can build anew or look for someone else to do the job. We can serve with diligence and initiative, or through laziness and self-indulgence, we can excuse ourselves from fulfilling our obligations. Every day, we see this critical decision being made by those around us. In fact, many people make an art of escaping responsibility or of proposing supposed solutions that only confuse the matter. New ideas, plans, models, etc., and proposals often serve as a means to blunt the issue and to parry personal involvement. And we are given that choice every single day. Isn't that an interesting perspective? I really like that. We have a choice to do with what we want to, and we get another chance the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And in the end result, we are what we've chosen to be, whether for good or ill. Isn't that interesting? And this is really good. This is the New Age magazine for April 1977. This is on the Law of Love by Dr. J. Paul Featherstone, a 32nd degree Mason, on page 43. Actually, love is universal among men. It is the basis of all culture. So to get us off to a good start, Jesus gave us the golden rule, do unto others as we would have them do unto you. But this is universal and a timeless teaching. It did not originate with Jesus. We find in the ancient Hebrew thought from the Torah, do one to another man what you would that he do unto you. Then there is the Hindu concept about the same period. The true rule is to do by the things of others as you do by your own. and from the Islam or the Quran of the Mohammedan, let none of you treat his brother in a way he himself would dislike being treated. Then at the same period, about 550 BC, Dr. Gautama Siddhartha, known as the Buddha, wrote these words, "In dealing with others, one should do as he would have them done to him." Then from China, at about the same period, Confucius said, "Do not do to others that which you would not they do to you." Then the Egyptian, the Grecian, and Persian say the same thing in many ways, and it simply adds up to love thy neighbor. That's important. That's not just a nice, wonderful little homey sentiment. Love your neighbor. That is crucial. Without love to guide us, we may misuse the creative energy of the universe to the degree that we may suffer the pangs of poverty, or illness, loneliness, or economic failure. In order to keep it simple, remember something simple. God is love. God is the spirit of life, which includes the energy of expression, and yet love guides the way, while the law part, the energy of God, which includes all the laws of life that make all the constructive expressions possible. Without the combination of love and law, what do you have? Pure chaos. Isn't that interesting? It's a very good... The Greeks, of course, is the agape. This is the love that the Apostle Paul wrote about, and it is the degree. It is the love that Masons use in our degree work, a love of service to all mankind. I mean, that's the idea. The idea is to not think only of yourself, but to serve others, to make sure that you improve their lives. And this kind of goes along with one angle that I've always tied it into is, Jesus also said, if you lose your life, you'll find it. And, that's a contradiction. If you lose your life, you can't find it. It's gone. And so many of us have become so selfish with our time and all, but the idea of being in the service of your fellow being, you're only in the service of your God as you serve others through love. You gain your life, that you gain the meaning of your life. You become fulfilled because you learn to live in peace and harmony and concord and goodness with everybody. And life is good and grand. It's a huge brawling picnic as far as that goes. If you live in that manner and choose to emulate that attitude outward from you out into the world, then it will return it back to you. But if you emulate the hatred, anger, and misery, it will come back to you. Now, that's so fascinating, because if you lose your life, you'll gain it. Kind of interesting. It's never a waste of time, in other words, to try to live the good Masonic virtues. That's the fact it is for we Masons. Thanks for listening to me yammer. These magazines are really good. If you ever have a chance, if they're in your libraries, in your Masonic libraries, or if you have a good brother like I did in your lodge that's willing to share what he had gathered through the years, good luck. They're great reading. I'm sure I'll do some more reading and research out of them for you.